All right, so Tammy and I are on the scooter, and we are going to the local wet market. Wet for it is a very wet market with all sorts of things for sale. And it's a Sunday afternoon right now, morning, probably around 11 in the morning. So you can see the roads are kind of quiet, and not much is happening at the start of this Sunday.
This is boring.
The bridge we're about to go over is the bridge of the canal that I was actually taking footage of during the typhoon the other day. So we're just kind of making a big square, a bunch of right turns going to the wet market that is visible. There we go. That's awesome. It is probably 90 degrees out. Even with the cloud cover, it's incredibly humid. And she's covered up in what looks to be like a pink jumper or a hoodie. I don't know if she had long pants. I don't know if she had a mask or a face mask. But in the Asian culture, Korea and China specifically, if you get a suntan or your skin becomes dark, that shows you are a lower class and you are a worker. So they want to have as pale a skin as possible, and they don't want to be out in the sun. So it's pretty common to see folks like that covered up. Here's another, our last right turn, and the building is up here on the left. It's down in the first floor. They just redid the front facade. You can see the dark cladding on the lower left as we pull in to the scooter parking lots. And this is the wet market. So I'm going to walk through this line of floral plants. Looks like they're going to have some kind of banquet. I don't know what's upstairs, but we're going in downstairs. And it's all on one floor. It's always like this in the winter, summer. In other words, there's not really a door. And this is the entrance to the wet market. In the center is the vegetables. On the left that ring the place, that's our vegetable guy. We'll see him in a moment. But on the outside, we've got a couple butchers and meat guys. I've never ordered any meat from these guys over on the left that I'm passing. We do want to get some pasta, and this corner booth makes fresh pasta. And we've been wanting to get some pasta. We've just never really... Tammy and I aren't big pasta eaters, so I think when we have friends over, we are going to try and get some fresh pasta. And then right around there, we leave there, and this is all fresh seafood, and wow, the smell. I'm a little conscious not to stop and stare at the seafood, but those bins are all covered or filled with water. Those are fresh shrimp crawling about, alive. Just fish booth after fish booth. You can see the fresh fish out. I have no idea how much those are because we've only gotten fish from one lady. And this is her here, and Tammy's already ordering our salmon fillets fresh off the fish. And she's getting the size right, and it's going to be weighed. And that particular piece of fish costs around 9 to 10 US. Fresh off the fish like that is pretty nice and pretty tasty. So now I'm walking over to the our vegetable stand where we've always gotten vegetables from the same lady. Every once in a while I'll stop at another one, but she's nice, big smile. She tries to teach us Mandarin, and we usually get a really, really large bag for just around $4 or $5, and everything is fairly fresh. And then we're walking to the fruit guy. Here are the dry areas. There's some grains, beans and things on the side there. And then Tammy has her fruit guy. Obviously we get bananas, but she gets other things. She's more of a fruit eater than I. Peaches are in season. I'm surprised Tammy's not getting any. Citrus is here and there, mostly lemons and limes. And that guy gave us all. He's exhausted. Is it running? So as we start our ride home on the scooter, we're going to complete the circle or the square that we're making. We're going to go across this bridge and make a couple more right turns. But you've seen this bridge before. I showed you this bridge around the typhoon time. I was standing on that side, that far bank over there, taking pictures of the bridge that I'm on, and our house is indeed across the canal in those trees. And I showed you the bridge earlier, and behind the bridge you could see the wet market. I stood on that actual side over there taking video. So this is where we're going. We follow this little road that just parallels the canal. This is a side canal. It actually had a sign. I don't think a lot of heavy barges go along this canal. It's mostly for drainage, which I did learn during the typhoon, that many of these canals and small waterways were indeed dug and invented or created to mitigate the flooding, because most of Shanghai is so low lying. A lot of the water just goes into these canals and clears out the city, which is pretty ingenious. I just heard that from a couple of local friends, local teachers, Chinese teachers. Not too much more exciting here other than the right turn coming up. So to the left is another complex of houses. Tam and I looked at some places in there when we moved a year ago. So turning the corner, going straight down this road here, that entrance there to the left was another area. A number of teachers live in the housing complex on the left side of the street behind those trees. I did speed this portion up. It's kind of boring just going straight. And then we come back to the main road, across the street where the camera's pointing. That's the version of Walmart here in our little neighborhood. There's a Holiday Inn. I think Sue will be staying in the Holiday Inn, and Tammy's parents as well. The tall buildings to the left, that is where we lived, called City Garden. So we were there a short time last year, not liking it all. So we got out of that complex relatively quick, and we come into our complex. I think you've seen this entrance before. Since Tammy's on the back, she'll be able to key us in. She has a little key fob, and that should open the gate. And now we are scooting back to our house. So as we wind down this video, I just sped up this portion of the video as we drive and scoot back. This is in our complex on the way back to our house. No way I'm driving this fast on a scooter. Park is to the left. Cars park along the streets. Fairly simple. We're turning into our small little no dead-end area, I guess. And as we drive up, you can see the BMW, and then the neighbor puts his blue Audi in our driveway. Thanks for watching.